Hey, and welcome back to New Year, New Pour. This is day 8, sort of. If you're looking at the setup, if you're looking at my shirt, you're looking at this glass, you're gonna notice this looks exactly like day number 7. Well, I'm recording this on the same day that I drank the red breast, and if you haven't checked out day 7 yet, I definitely recommend doing it. It was our first departure back to bourbon. Talked about how we're gonna try some scotches next, and then something happened. There was a note out of one of my whiskey hunter groups that White Dog, Buffalo Trace White Dog, was spotted at a local store. Uh, Now, this breaks a couple rules because I said I was going to try to find stuff that was only uh, relatively easy to find on shelves. I said I was going to do a couple allocated bottles. This definitely is not easy to find. It wasn't allocated, but I have. This is the first time I've actually ever seen the White Dog on the shelves, and I had to try it immediately. So we're recording day 8 on the heels of day 7, and yeah, uh, I'm very excited because I mean, let's face it, I'm a huge show fan of the show Moonshiners, and they always have that fresh, unaged whiskey coming out of the still. That's White Dog, right? So White Dog is basically the term for any unaged distilled. Oh boy, yep, I already shot one of these videos, didn't I? It is the name for any unaged distilled product, and I believe that for it to be White Dog, there are some grain requirements. So I can't remember if like unaged brandy or anything like that is could be considered White Dog. We're gonna look at White Dog in the realm of whiskey and say that it is unaged grain alcohol. And I was so excited because I don't think I've made much of a secret that I'm a Buffalo Trace fan, but I think I kind of let that slip when we were talking about H&H a couple days ago. Uh, and so yeah, this when I saw this, I had to like I literally stood up from the couch, went, bought it, came back, and now we're gonna drink it because that's how excited I am. I didn't know a lot about Buffalo Trace White Dog before I started this. Before I started getting ready to record this, what I thought was all the White Dog came from the same mash. Buffalo Trace is pretty famous for having two mash bills: mash bill number 1, mash bill number 2, creatively named, right? But then I found out that there's also a rye mash and a wheat mash that they just turn into White Dog. So I'm very excited. I'll stop saying I'm excited because I'm excited. Uh, and just so you know, like we talked about, this is 125 proof. This is the hottest thing that we have tried since this year started. I would expect I will be breathing fire throughout this whole tasting, and I'm pretty pretty excited to see what my face looks like, quite frankly. But I just want to know, what does Buffalo Trace taste like before it becomes Buffalo Trace whiskey or bourbon, excuse me, before it becomes some of the other things that it gets turned into. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. I do wish this was mash bill number 1, White Dog. But I still think rye mash is going to be fantastic because, as we've already talked about, I like rye whiskey. So let's go. We've got our drink here in our Glencairn glass. Oh, I don't know if you can see. Yep, it's actually there's some in there. Ooh. Um, so I get a lot of corn. I mean, corn is, and that kind of sweetness of a distilled product is the first thing I get. It's actually not the most pleasant smell ever. I mean, it kind of smells like candy corn, like the those really unpopular candies in Halloween. So there's vanilla, little cotton candy, sweetness, and yeah, just kind of a general corn flavor. And I mean, if we're being honest, I'm not expecting huge things from the flavor because I like the show Moonshine, and because Bubbles Wine and Spirits, that place I've mentioned a couple times, has a huge moonshiner section. I've had Tim Smith's Climax whiskey, in the commercial version. I've had several of the Sugarland Distilling Company's uh, moonshine products, and I don't like the flavor. We actually tried to drink. We did a moonshiners marathon for New Year's. We tried to drink some of their apple rye, and neither Tina nor I really cared for it. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Market Digger. Love you anyway. Um, Yeah, so I'm not expecting big things from the flavor. The proof is kind of what scares me. So I've gone from excited to nervous, but we'll see. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Proof. The proof is there. The bottle said it was going to coat my tongue in corn and oil, and that's exactly what it does. I don't think I read that on the maybe that was on the website for Mash Bill number one. So this is supposed to have a spicy rye flavor, and I get that. I get a lot of corn too, but it definitely like once the like third round of fumes comes back, my tongue definitely does taste like it's been coated in the drink. I definitely like it way better than all of those other white dog moonshines that I've had. Um, I mean, it's not a daily drinker, right? This is something I'm gonna open up when I'm doing Buffalo Trace tastings, or if some of you all are, in the area and you want to try it, let me know. We can certainly arrange something. But yeah, I mean, it's not. There's a reason why they age whiskey, right? It does a lot of things for the flavor and dilutes. I think some of the notes that are in there, plus proofed at 125. I mean, it's just that alone is kind of an experience. But let's see what putting this in a little with a little ice does. So the nose opens up to a lot more corn. If you hadn't told me this was rye mash, or if I hadn't read it off the label, I don't think I would have gotten that from the nose at all. I would have thought this was 100% pure corn. And I mean, let's be honest. My understanding of the mash bills that are used to make Buffalo Trace, there's a lot of corn in here, even though this is rye mash. That just means, I think that it's a lot higher rye component than you would get, but there's still corn. So I'm not surprised I'm getting corn at all. A lot of the other notes are gone. There's just basically corn and some sweetness. It's like there's like pure sugar was put into this, which sugar gets eaten by yeast, which turns into alcohol. So I'm not mad about it. I just kind of how it tastes. Yeah, and going on the rocks definitely helps with that proof flavor. Like I could talk after I drank it, which I mean it's a YouTube show, so it's probably a benefit. I think most people would prefer I just drink it straight, but we'll see. I get a lot more rye this time. I still get a very strong corn flavor. I still get a lot of sweetness, but the rye shines through once this is diluted. I have a feeling that, in my palate at least, the proof was masking a lot of the front of the mouth flavors. So I didn't get as much rye. But yeah, proof down a little bit. Actually, it's okay. It's not a daily drinker, but it is better. Yeah, I mean, I think Buffalo Trace White Dog is definitely a sometimes drink. I don't know that you're going to rush out and try to buy a whole bunch of it. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a wuss, and maybe y'all out there are drinking, White Dog from your favorite moonshiner, and I'm just missing out on it. I'm glad I tried it. I think it was a very worthwhile experience, but at the same time, yeah, if I'm gonna drink bourbon, if I'm gonna drink distilled spirits, I think I need the Angels to take their share, and I think I need the cask, the barrel, to add a little bit of its flavor. I mean, aging's a good thing, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm very glad I tried it. I think I may be talking a little more poorly about it than I probably feel, but it's interesting. Yeah, I'm very glad I did this. I'm very glad I went out and got a bottle of it, especially because I also got some very good Angels Envy that we're going to have an Angel Envy show at some point and talk about once we get out of New Year, New Pour. But yeah, that'll be for the future. So once again, thanks for coming with me on this journey. If you like white liquor, by all means, tell me in the comments. Tell me what other sort of non bourbons you'd like me to be talking about, and press that like, subscribe button, hit the notification button, so every month or every day this month you're gonna see when I upload a new show. And yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.